100%. Cheers.
Well, I mean, we're in Bert's studio. I think you should take it away, Bertrand.
Hey, I'm so glad you guys moved back to LA and that scam about the IRS thing you guys pretending to be Austinites is done. We don't have to pretend that we live in Austin anymore. He's back. He's in Malibu.
Done pretending. I love the Malibu house. Let's talk about that. They hate when we talk about our lives. Go ahead.
Can I tell you? It's okay. I want to show you a picture. First of all, it's Tom.
Yes.
8 days off nicotine.
8 days.
8 days off nicotine.
Not me. I wake up, I spend my day, and I even go to sleep with Rogies in my mouth. Go ahead.
Dude, I got caught. I was doing threes, and I had 3 here, 3 here, 3 here, 3 here.
Nice.
And we were in
I got caught. What, by the fucking TSA? Who caught you?
My daughters.
And they were like, I was like, yo, feet, how many fucking Zins are you putting in? And I said, well, I'm drinking, so I like to have them. I rotate them. Uh-huh. And so when this one goes, I put this one in, and then I go for 6. And when I feel these going away, I put one in, and then I'll pull this out. Oh, okay.
I had them all over the mouth.
Yeah.
And they were like, in Hawaii, they were like, you need to quit Zins. And I woke up the next morning, and I felt like shit. I did feel like shit. And I was shaky, and I couldn't figure it out. And I went to the gym, and I got on the treadmill, and I went to put a Zin in, and I go, what am I doing? What the fuck am I doing? And so I said, all right, I'm not going to quit drinking this week because we're on vacation. But if I can quit Zins, maybe I'll feel better about myself and I won't wake up thinking about death. Dude, the withdrawals on Zins are insane.
Can I just say this? I think Please. It is a good thing that you quit Zins because Rogues have so much more flavor. So... You know what I mean? Those taste like wet or like dry paper towels, and these are like pieces of candy. I would go with these.
I got to a place where I was putting anything in my mouth. I had Xenos, I had Breakers, I had everything. Lucy's.
Serious withdrawals?
I had legit withdrawals. Like legit in Hawaii, miserable.
Cigars? Did you have some cigars then to kind of balance you out?
No. So I didn't do cigars all through Hawaii. And then when we got to Alabama, I said, I'm going to have a cigar. And I was like, I hope that I don't, but a cigar was fine. Totally fine. Didn't have any withdrawals. Dude, my withdrawals were so bad that I was sitting in Hawaii and beautiful. It's gorgeous. And all I was thinking about was, I want a Zin. I want something. I need something. Yeah. Like I need a treat. And all I was thinking about. And then I was like, I'll just start drinking. And then I was like, wait, what is going on with me? Like I have no control right now. None.
Do you have thoughts about death when you woke up? I mean, you just said that.
That's all I thought about.
Wait, like you dying or just death in general?
Me dying. And going like.
Is this a new thing?
No, I always think about death.
Like that you're going to die?
I think about death every single day. You know what I did the other day? I started counting how many days I had left.
How many are there?
Well, I don't know. I was looking at my father-in-law. We were with LeeAnn's family, and everyone's health is sideways in LeeAnn's family right now. Yeah. And they're all my age, Tom. They're all my age. I met them, and we were all the same age. And now people have diabetes and cancer and MS and everything. And you're sitting at a table well, I remember when I met you guys 22 years ago, and everyone was healthy and vibrant. And we were talking about our kids were young, and now everyone's got MS and cancer. And I'm just sitting there going, how did I dodge these bullets?
Dude, my 6-year-old woke up the other day, ear to ear. He goes, I had the best dream. Daddy. And I go, what'd you dream about? He goes, Zachary, Lisa, and Marlon. And I go, who's that? He's like, they're in my class. I go, oh, what happened in your dream? He goes, I cut off their heads with a chainsaw. And I go, what? He goes, yeah, I had a chainsaw and I just cut their heads off. I go,
you don't share those stories.
I know. I'm like, holy shit. I go, how did that make you feel? And he goes, happy. He goes, it made me feel happy. I go, to cut their heads off? He goes, yeah. I love it. I love chainsaws. And I go, okay. You want pancakes? What do you want to eat right now? So he thinks about death too.
Oh, God, he thinks about it the other way. I think about it the other, one way.
So wait, you're seeing these people deteriorate, and then you're just going like, how long do I have left till it happens to me?
I can't. It's a real reflection of. I don't know if it's regional, meaning like they're all in rural Georgia.
Yeah,
and so like it's not like it's. It bums me out that you go to where they grow the cows and they grow the food and they grow it, but you go to their store, the Piggly Wiggly, and it's all processed shit. It bums me out that you go to their Walmart, it's all processed shit.
So you think some of their health stuff is just environmental, that they just...
I don't know. I mean, I have to live more unhealthy than these people.
Huh. Oh, I see.
Like I have to, but yet here I am every morning working out. I did this, what was it? Devil's press burner of you do 2 and add 2 for every minute, and I'm down there. I'm working out. I run every day. I went in Hawaii. I ran every morning at 7 a.m. and then went surfing every day from like 8. I got to tell you about surfing. But I'm literally going like, I can't understand. I don't understand how 50 in rural Georgia looks like 60. And 50 in LA looks like 45.
Yeah.
Like
sure.
It was just crazy. And then I would get sad, like, I don't know. There's I was like, doesn't anyone watch rope swing videos?
Yeah.
Like they had a rope swing at the lake house.
Oh, man.
I was like, absolutely not. I've been tempting fate so fucking hard.
Yeah.
No goddamn way I'm getting on this rope swing.
No, I would have said no. Hard pass. Pass. Too many videos I've seen.
Bro. Hey, how about the video I sent you this morning? Langston University. HBCUs. Fucking, dude, I deep dove. Langston University is the only HBCU in all of Oklahoma. And so that means all the black people in Oklahoma go to Langston University. They're going to want to go to an HBCU,
sure,
right? And those fraternity, Meet the Greeks, looks so much fucking fun.
It looked like a Carnival cruise, is what it looked like. Yeah, we're about to set sail.
We have a person of color that works for us in the building.
When did you do that?
It was a mistake. We just read the resume and we didn't do an in-person meeting. And then next thing you know, fucking boom,
I've never
she's
seen
here.
you do that. Oh,
I thought it was a
female?
dude. It's a female. We thought it was a dude. Her name's Kyle. We thought it was Kyle. Like, they don't make black Kyles.
So is it KAY''EI? Okay, I get it.
By the way, she's listening downstairs, losing.
I know.
No, she's not. Good. Okay. But I showed her. She went to an HBCU, and I showed her the video. And I go, "How
Thanks
cool
for making
is
her
that?"
come in the back because I didn't see her on the way up. Keep going.
She.
I mean, I think she's gonna have a problem with it now. Go keep that.
No, she's. I feel bad. She really is awesome. She's at our house all the time. She's at our house all the time, and it's such a testament to being a good person that you don't say anything fucked up. When there's just someone that just is in a different room, and then all of a sudden a black woman walks in, you're like, I haven't said anything wrong. I'm a good person. but I said to her today, but I do say wild shit like I am me, and so like today I showed her the video. I said, how fucking cool is that these kids just sober, having fun. No one's drunk. They're just having a great time. And she goes, why don't you think they're drunk? And I was like, because they're good kids. She goes, what? She's like, I think that's racist. She goes, you don't think black kids are drunk in college? I was like, no, just white kids get drunk in college. Black kids go to get an education. And she was like, that's some weird racist shit. And I was like, wait. She was like, all we did was get fucked up at an HBCU. And I was like, for real? Because I watched that video. When you watch that, don't you see them kind of just having a good time? I don't see booze. It doesn't. I don't see booze anywhere. I just saw like hell nah, Delta. Hell nah, Delta. I deep dove that, Tom, for the whole fucking morning. And it cheered me up ear to ear.
Yeah. It looked like a lot of fun. It reminded me of like marching bands, like black marching bands are the shit. They're so much more fun.
What's better, a black marching band or a step show?
Marching bands are kind of unbeatable.
No. Step shows?
Halftime at an HBCU is unbelievable.
Step shows?
Okay, I see what you're doing. I get it. Yeah, no.
Step shows?
What's up, Omega? I got it. But okay, they're gonna let you in if you keep doing it.
I'll pitch it right now. I got nothing. School's starting. Anyone need a house dad? Maybe that looks really weird.
Yeah, that sounds funny.
Yeah.
Just drop house. Just say. Well, actually, no. That sounds worse. I feel like, does anyone need a dad? I know culturally how that adds up.
I just drooled. I just drooled.
Shit.
Horrible.
Yeah. So
I would love to I would love to be like a frat dad, where like I go in and I like organize stuff and pay for stuff and
I mean,
make
you're
sure
off
that
tour.
everyone's.
How does it feel? Are you glad to be off tour?
I'm not. I'm still working like crazy.
Yeah, but you're not touring. Like, does that?
I got to be honest with you. I miss touring. I'd rather be touring. I don't like any of the other stuff. I like touring more than anything. I actually look at people on tour and I get jealous and sad that I'm not on tour because I'm so much healthier on tour.
You are healthier,
dude. I am so.
I thought
much
that would
healthier.
be where you're not healthier.
No, everything's dialed in. I never have a drink before fucking like 10:30
at night
because I'm working. If I'm doing stand up, I'll have my drink at the end of the show or when I get off. And sometimes I don't even drink after the show. Smoke a little weed, get in the bed, listen to a fucking documentary on tarpon fishing, and I'm out. And then now I get like in Hawaii, all I did was go like so. I remember like casually going, "What time's the bar open?" And they're like 11:30, and I was like, where would someone get a drink if they wanted to get a drink before 11:30? And they're like, I don't know. we have a mini mart in there. You can get like a little bottle of vodka. And I was like, no, just saying, like, I'm done. I've just got done surfing. I just worked out. Like, what? I got nothing left to do today but drink and smoke weed.
Planning ahead is crucial in life, especially when it comes to what happens when you're gone. Getting life insurance may sound daunting, but Policy Genius makes the process a breeze. With Policy Genius, you can find life insurance policies that start at just $292 per year for $1 million of coverage. Some options offer same-day approval and avoid unnecessary medical exams. You are obligated. You should feel obligated to explore your life insurance options if you have family or anybody that relies on you for their well-being. Policy Genius's technology lets you compare quotes from America's top insurers in just a few clicks to find your lowest price. And if you ever need help or guidance, they have an expert licensed support team to answer your questions, handle paperwork, and advocate for you throughout the process. Since they don't have an incentive to recommend one insurer over another, their advice is unbiased. Join thousands of happy Policy Genius customers who have left 5-star reviews. It's never too late to plan ahead. Head to policygenius.com/bears or click the link in the description to get your free life insurance quotes and see how much you could save. That's policygenius.com/bears.
From the trail to the campsite, hydration and energy are the key to a successful outdoor adventure. Liquid IV Hydration Multiplier Plus Energy delivers 100 milligrams of natural caffeine, plus 3 times the electrolytes of leading sports drinks, so you can accomplish all the things you want and need to do. They've combined their popular peach flavor with a highly requested blackberry to awaken your senses and keep you coming back for more. 3 times the electrolytes of the leading sports drink. 8 essential vitamins and nutrients, always non-GMO, vegan, gluten-free, dairy-free, and soy-free. Tear. Look, it's so easy. Tear. See that smoke? I like catch it in my lungs. Pour and live more. 1 stick, 16 ounces of water. Hydrates better than water alone. I'm telling you, it tastes phenomenal. We were just, oh my God. It does taste phenomenal. We were just in Hawaii and we were having a great time and we were having drinks during the afternoon. And literally LeeAnn said to me, we need a liquid IV. Ran to the gift store at this place we're staying, bought all their liquid IV and we kept them for our trip to Alabama. They are a must. I'm telling you, we take them anywhere. Take on the great outdoors with liquid IV. You get 20% off your first order of liquid IV when you go to liquidiv.com and use code CAVE at checkout. That's 20% off your first order when you shop Better Hydration today using promo code CAVE at liquidiv.com.
Were you able to, did you bring weed or did you get it? Yeah.
I brought so much weed to Hawaii. Because what I start doing is I start going like...
Did you declare it on the agricultural checklist?
No. Do you know Whitney did that?
She did?
Going into Canada, we're walking we get off the plane, and I was like, hey, does anyone have weed? Because I don't know if it's legal in Edmonton or wherever we were. And Whitney's like, I have gummies, and I have some dog walkers, I have some joints. And I was like, cool. So we go in. It's me, Steph Toliff, and Whitney. We go into customs. They put up the little signs, and Whitney says, what do we put if we do have weed? And I went, what are you doing? And the guy's like, you have marijuana? And she was like, yeah. And she declared her marijuana. They took her into a room. I was like, why would you? We all have a vape pen or something. You don't declare it. You just fucking go through, and if they find it, you go, oh, I can't believe that's in this bag.
Yeah.
And then she declared it. They brought her in a different room. She gave them the gummies. She kept a joint. I don't know why she didn't tell them about the joint. She gave them the gummies, and then they let her go. They were like, cool, thanks for declaring it.
Oh, my God. That's better than when they found a fucking half a pound of weed on my bus there.
Tell me that story again. Tell me that story again.
I wasn't there.
Your bus driver, he was like, and he had felonies or something?
He got cuffed. He got cuffed, and they're like, you're going to jail. This is trafficking.
No.
Yeah, because what it was is that in the bus, you know how you do venues, and a lot of times people are like, here's fucking some barbecue sauce. And you're like, great. And you know, here's some hats. And you're like, thank you. And apple cider. And they give you stuff, and you start collecting it. Like, it's rude to leave it. So you just go, I will definitely enjoy this. And so you bring it on the bus, and you just throw it into a fucking closet. And when I did LA, because it's LA, somebody had given us tons of weed, but I didn't ever like grasp it because it was one of the high end companies that like the you know what I mean, like the vacuum seal pouches have designs on it. You're like, I thought these were like new chips or some shit, you know, like they have like colors and flavors, and I just was like, thank you. And it was a basket of like 20 different bags, jars, and it was all weed. And I just like threw it in a closet. And I didn't even know it was there. I swear I didn't know it was there. So we're touring with it, going everywhere. And then I'll like, yeah, we'll meet you in Vancouver or whatever. See you there next week. And then I get the call. They're like, he's been cuffed. And then they're like, then when he tells the customs guy, he's like, it's not mine. The customs guy, they're customs guys. He goes, you're the driver. You're alone. This is yours. And he's like, he goes, I don't care what you say. It's yours. Everything is yours because it's just you.
Yeah.
And then he's just like, and he's like, I'm just driving this for a client. Like, he's still not saying. And then he goes, who are you driving? And he said my name. And he just so happened to say it to a customs guy that was a fan. And then the guy was like, oh, for real? He's like, oh yeah, I'm a big fan. Uncuffed him and was like, and let him keep it, and goes, just tell him. He goes, tell him to finish this shit before you cross the border again. And then
shut the fuck up.
Yeah. And he was in a real panic. The driver was like, hey man, you just almost ruined my life. I was like, yeah, sorry. I got him a gun to make up for it, but
we used to have to take Ron would rent hotel rooms right by the border to leave his gun. And then we'd have to leave his gun, and then I'd put my weed in there. We get a hotel room to stash a bunch of shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's some high-level stuff. That's cool. Thoughtful.
I miss Ron so much.
What's he doing now?
No, he's still driving. He's driving. He just drove. He's driving. I was just texting him with one of his. He just drove 85 South.
Oh.
I would pay money to be on that fucking bus.
That'd be a fun bus.
The amount of shit talking on that goddamn bus.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The last time we went into Canada, I was doing a promo. We were on the bus, and I said, I got all my weed in a bucket, in a box, and I was like, yo, Canada, I'm coming your way, and I'm getting rid of all the weed. Customs, there's no reason to stop me. This is all my weed. And then I was like, maybe I'll just keep a little bit. And then I was like, but all my weed is off the bus. You do not need to stop me. Well, I didn't realize that if you call out Canadian Customs, people are going to be like, yo, we need to wait for this guy by the border. So so we're driving through at like 4 in the fucking morning, and we go to cross the border, and they're like, everyone off the bus. And I get out, and the guy's like, man, you put up that video that our supervisor sent that to everyone. He was like, we've been waiting for you. Like,
of course.
We were wondering who was going to get you. And I had told Peter and Kyle, my white Kyle,
White Kyle,
to clear the bus off with all the drugs. And these two ninnies absolutely did not.
No.
They didn't check everywhere. I said, make sure I just posted a video calling out customs. Make sure they went through that bus with a fine-tooth comb, and they didn't catch any vape pen. They missed 4 blunts. We had weed. We had so many edibles. Peter and Kyle did not catch any of our drugs, but they were cool. They didn't find it. I don't think they can find a vape pen, to be honest with you. And so, but what's cool is the guy's like, he had to sit for like an hour, and he was like, as they went through all our buses, and he was like, yo, you posted that video. We're sorry, man. We didn't want to have to do this. Like, he's like, we're fans.
You got lucky too.
Do you know what he did? He was like, just for your problems, for your troubles, here's a bunch of confiscated Cuban cigars. And so
no shit.
He gave me a box of Cuban cigars.
Dude, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Customs can work out. There's also the thing that always blows my mind is that, like, when you travel like normal, like you just fly in somewhere, you go through the whole process of like walking through airports, and then customs is a whole thing, and you declare, and you talk to an agent, and you talk to another agent, and you walk, and then when you're like touring, sometimes we pull in and they're like, what are you guys doing? We're like, well, we're going to do shows. And they're just like, just go ahead. You're like, you're not even going to look at our passports or anything? And they're like, no, you're good. And you're like, okay, that makes me feel safe. Thanks.
I brought my stash of weed to Hawaii. I brought like pre-rolls of Blue Dream. There were like 18 of those. I thought I had roughly 5 vape pens, and then I had edibles, mint edibles, those little Kiva mints, like 2 milligrams of mint. And then I got to Alabama and realized in the back where my computer was, it was my stash from the last trip. So I had 3 vape pens in there and weed in there, and I was like, son of a bitch. And then I went to go leave it. I was like, I'm going to leave it in Alabama and just for the next time I come here. And I usually do that. But I always bring new stuff anyway. But I went to leave it, and someone else in that family smoking weed. I found a bunch of dog walkers, and I was like,
nice.
Huh, interesting. Who else smokes weed in this family?
That's pretty cool. Maybe that's the cause of their health problems.
Would you think you'll smoke weed in front of your kids?
No, probably not.
Ever?
I mean, it seems like it's pretty far away for me to say for sure, but I don't think so. Do you smoke in front of your kids?
I don't. I don't.
They don't have any clue about that stuff yet.
They caught me once.
How'd it go?
They told on me.
Yeah, of course.
I was smoking a joint in the backyard thinking I was cool and by my fire pit. And they came out, and I threw it in the fire pit thinking it would catch on fire, and it just sat there, illuminated. Like it's a gas fire pit. It just sat there. And then they came out and smelled it. They're like, wait, are you smoking weed? And I was like, don't tell Mom. And they're like, Mom! And I was like, you guys bitches, you're grounded. And they're like, you're going to get grounded, Dad.
Do they smoke weed?
Yeah. Yeah, I think they do. I mean, I don't know. I think so, yeah. I called out Isla because I brought weed to Alabama, and I was like, I asked LeeAnn's cousin Stephanie if she wanted to get high. She went, no. And I said, have you ever smoked pot? She went, no. And I went, Isla has. And Isla was like, Dad, do you know what my daughters did the other day, Tom?
Coke?
No.
Oh, what?
They asked my body count.
They did? Did you go, and what's yours? I'll tell if you tell me yours.
I think they're both at 0. I'm almost positive they're both at 0. Maybe Georgia, I don't know, but I think they're both at 0. I really think they're both at 0.
Did you tell them?
Well, okay, I want to know how you feel about this.
Okay.
So we're at LeeAnn's lake house in Alabama, and they just put up pictures of her grandparents and all the fun times they had at the lake house before this part of the house was built, and when they all just lived in Granny and Pop's cabin, and they put up all these pictures. And I look at one of the pictures, and it's pictures of LeeAnn's grandfather and this guy laughing. And I said, who's the guy? And LeeAnn goes, that's my ex-boyfriend. And I was like, why the fuck would they have a picture of him up? She goes, I don't know. And I was like, why would you guys do this? And they're like, I don't know. It was a good memory.
Great. We love him. Yeah.
So I took the picture down, and I fucking hid it.
It's so childish. Keep going.
Yeah, fuck them. And so I was like, this is bullshit. I hid the picture. And then now there's just a hook. There's a bunch of pictures and a hook with no picture. And so we get into the car, and Isla goes, that was pretty fucked up. I go, yeah, right? There's that. And Georgia was like, yeah, that's really messed up. And then they're like, he's he was really cute. And I was like, wait, easy. And they're like, no, he's a good looking guy. They're like, were your ex-girlfriends pretty? I was like, what do you think? I fuck dogs? And they're like, no, I mean, like, show us a picture of your ex-girlfriend. And I was like, well, not now. Like, when I met them, they were hot, you know?
Yeah.
I'm not going to pull them up now. And then Isla goes, wait, how many girlfriends have you had? I was like, I don't know, like 6, 7. And then she looks at me and she goes, wait, what's your body count? And I was like, oh my God. I was like, are you being serious? And then Georgia starts laughing and she's like, yeah, what's your body count? And I said 6. And they're like, what? They're like, that's all the people you've had sex with. And I was like, that should seem like a lot to you too. Like, I want you to be like, whoa, where did you meet all these people?
Yeah.
But they're like, that's it? And they're like, what's mom's body count? And I was like, this conversation's over.
Oh my God.
And they're like, wait, mom's got more bodies than you? And I was like, shut the fuck up. And by the way, LeeAnn's in the front of the car with her dad. Her dad's deaf. He can't hear anything. So, like, the two of them are talking, and me and the two of us are whispering, and I know LeeAnn can hear what we're talking about. And she's just like, hold on, Daddy. What are y'all talking about back there? And I was like, nothing.
TD, Tutty, taking it to the house, whatever you call a touchdown, they matter more at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL. Ready to place your first NFL bet? Try betting on something simple like a player to score a touchdown. That's one of the super fun things about DraftKings is that you have all these different types of bets you can do. And what's more fun than guessing and betting who will score a touchdown? You can do that with DraftKings. Ready to do a touchdown dance of your own? Score big with DraftKings Sportsbook, the #1 place to bet touchdowns. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use our code BEARS. That's code BEARS for new customers to get $250 in bonus bets when you bet just $5 and get 1 month of NFL Plus Premium. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Think of some comedy duos who got it done. Key and Peele, Cheech and Chong. What about the perfect duo when it comes to growing your business? That's you and Shopify. Shopify is the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business. From the launch, your online shop stage, to the first real life store stage, all the way to the did we just hit 1 million orders stage. Shopify is there to help you grow, whether you're selling ball caps or man cave essentials. Shopify helps you sell everywhere, from their all-in-one e-commerce platform to their in-person POS system. Wherever and whatever you're selling, Shopify's got you covered. I know that my experience, it tells me that if Shopify is involved, this is going to be a professional transaction. I feel safe dealing with them. Shopify powers 10% of all e-commerce in the US, and Shopify is the global force behind Allbirds, Rothy's, and Brooklinen, and millions of other entrepreneurs of every size across 175 countries. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/bears, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/bears now to grow your business no matter what stage you're in. Shopify.com/bears. Do you know her count?
Yeah, it's not that much more. I think it's like 8.
Okay.
But it's definitely higher than mine. Mine comes with a story like 6, and they're like, yeah, did you serve time in prison or something?
Yeah.
Like, how long were you in the military? And you're like, what? Like, did you work for the peace? Are you gay?
Yeah, I don't know. That'd be weird to talk about with your kids, for sure.
Oh, my daughter's. It's weird because Isla leaves for college this week, and Georgia leaves this week, and it's over. My family's over. It's over.
It's over.
It's over, dude. It's over.
You're gonna have grandkids next.
No, I don't think so. Although I did ask them if they wanted to have kids.
Yeah.
And, and both of them said they wanted to have kids. And then they said, because mom was such an amazing mom, it inspired me to be a parent. And I went, well, what about me? And they're like, you were around.
That's the same speech I'm going to get from my boys. So I can imagine. They're always just like, mom's the best. And I'm like, yeah, but yeah. What did they say the other night? They were like, Julian goes, I never want mom to die. And Ellis goes, yeah, mom or dad. And then Julian goes, yeah, mom. I was like, right, just mom.
Just mom.
Yeah. Cool.
I said to Georgia, I was like, what are you thinking about? She goes, when you die, I'm going to keep your necklace. And I was like, whoa. I was like, that was you were just thinking about? And she was like, yeah. What are you thinking about? And I was like, I was hungry. I think we could get something to eat.
Yeah.
I think it's so funny. There's things about
I want
kids.
your necklace.
She goes, I think I should get it. And I was like, yeah, you should. And it made sense. It's like Isla would get it, but then never wear it. Georgia would get it, she'd wear it, and she'd think about me. Georgia's very thoughtful. Fucking, it's so funny. You know, the girls have grown up, and there's so many times where they're young adults, and you see it in them. When you go to eat, you don't see the little kid anymore. Like when you get on a plane, you know, they're like they're in their own heads. And Georgia is such a fucking weird person. I mean this with love, but like she reads, Tom. She'll read a book that like no one's heard of, and then she'll take notes on the book while she reads it. She'll read it and then write inside the book with a pen.
That's
like,
usually what smarter people do. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't understand. I kept the whole through Hawaii. I go, what do you like about? What are you thinking? Like these sentences make you think. And she was like, yeah. I get inspired, and then I have a thought, and I write down my thought. I go, don't you just want to get done with the fucking book? She goes, oh, I don't want the book to end. She's like, this is one of the best books. A book about Patti Smythe. I think that's her name, Patti Smythe. Patti Smith. I don't know. It's a punk rock lady. Mm-hmm. I don't know. No one's read the book ever, and George is the only one. And so then I was like, yo, can I give you books that I want you to read? Then you tell me about them. She's like, yeah.
That's good. That'll be a fun memory for her one day.
No, it's good. What I want. I said to her, I'm going to send you books, and then you read the first 50 pages is like the most boring shit in the world.
Yeah.
And then once you get out of that, that's when you decide if it's a good book. I'm not going to spend.
You'll give it 50?
No, no. I give it like I never read the prologue.
Yeah.
I never read the foreword, any of that shit. It's like put that. If you want me to read it, call it chapter 1.
Call it chapter 1. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not. Don't call it prologue because that looks like fucking homework for me. That's
How long will you give it before you say this is some bullshit? Though I'm not reading this.
I needed to start pretty quick.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Like probably 20 pages, 22 pages.
Ryan Holiday said this great thing about that one time because I was telling him about like quitting a book.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Yeah, you should." He goes, "You should."
Yeah.
If he goes, that's the author's fault. So don't feel bad about quitting one. You quit it if it doesn't grab your attention. If you don't like it, it's not a good book. That's the author's responsibility. But pick up another one.
Yeah.
And see if that one. But just stay reading. But don't feel an obligation to finish a book that if you're reading it, it's like anything else. Like you're eating something, you're like, this sucks. You don't go, well, I'm just gonna eat fucking all this food. It sucks. Like just don't eat it,
I got James Michener. Do you know who he is?
I don't.
Okay. James Michener is, let me see if I can read a description of him. He is a fiction, a genre-bending fiction writer.
Wait,
so
very importantly, I just remembered.
Go.
I just went on sale with Boston at TD Garden and Austin at the Moody Center. They're on sale, and it's at tomsegura.com/tour. Get tickets. They're in early 25. Thank you.
Oh, that reminded me. I have nothing on sale.
Excellent.
The Boston Garden. That's gonna be fun as fuck.
That's gonna be fun. So is Moody. It's gonna be great. Can't wait.
Moody. Yeah.
Home date.
That was my last tour. So James Michener. I want to explain who he is.
Mm-hmm.
Most of his books are fictional family sagas covering the lives of many generations set in geographic locales, incorporating detailed history events. So he writes a history book based on characters that he comes up with based on real life things that happened in history.
Wait, he makes up stuff based on history?
He makes up the families.
Okay.
So like they're not real people, but he bases it in real historical moments.
Okay.
So the book is, I like history books. So it's a history book, but
Did you watch Turning Point?
Wait, what is that?
The 9-part docuseries about the Cold War?
Yes, I did.
It's fantastic.
On Netflix?
Yeah.
It's fucking amazing.
It's fucking
amazing, dude. It's fucking amazing.
I didn't realize how good it is. It's so well produced and how informative and how much you don't know. And then you watch that and you're like, oh my God, it's incredible. Sorry, keep going about your
No. I just listened to a documentary about the second revolution they had tried to do in 1991 to Mikhail Gorbachev. They had a revolution to get him out of office and try to kill Yeltsin.
Yeah, it's covered in the coup, the attempted coup against Gorbachev. Yeah,
that's what I was talking about. That's where I saw it. Yeah. So Mishner writes historical books. This is okay. So remember this. I'm quitting Zins. Okay. And so I start reading this book, Hawaii. So like he does one called The Caribbean, where it's all about the history of the Caribbean. Really great when you travel to a place to read a Mishner book.
Yeah.
I remember when I was a kid, James Mishner died in 1997. He lived in Austin, right? But I remember when I was a kid, my uncle was like, if you're going to travel, read Mishner because he explains the place you're going to and it gives you the history of that place. And it's really fun. It makes the traveling, it makes the reading fun because you're there.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, cool. I'm going to read Hawaii. It's one of his books. I'm going to read Hawaii. I'm going to Hawaii. I mean, it starts about the development of the islands in Hawaii, about these two brothers, one's a king, and how they live in Bora Bora, but they're getting human sacrifices and they need to get off their island. It's really fascinating. And then they travel to Hawaii. They take the boat to Hawaii. They don't have kids, like, because they just bring men, and then they make a trip back to Bora Bora, and the women are like, what do you want us to get? You know, like pigs or anything? And they're like, bring back children. This place is dead. It's like really fascinating, right? Then it talks about the Yale settlers that came out to bring Christianity to the islands. And then it talks about the Hawaiians, and this is an audiobook, and I'm listening to it in the middle of the night and I'm sleeping. Now, I forget that this book was written in 1956, okay?
Some colorful language?
Buddy, when the Hawaiians talked, I woke up laughing hysterically. It was so racist. It was like, me no want no wampum. It was so bad. And I was like, who the fuck? Because I forgot that this book was written in 1956, right? So I'm like, who the fuck? What? It is so overtly racist, but clearly, the publishers back then are like, sounds right. Sounds good to me.
Island folks,
I could not stop laughing, and I couldn't listen to the rest of the book. So I was like, I can't sit through this.
Nice.
Like I can't take it serious. I forgot. It's a problem. I said to a history guy one time, I said, I read some of these books like about Native Americans, like one of the ones that Joe recommended.
Yeah.
I was like, it doesn't like, it's not a good look for the Native Americans. And he was like, you got to remember, a lot of these books were written by old racist white men.
Yeah, for sure.
And I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah, that starts to paint it a different color. I like it. Yeah. This is like my uncle talking. I love this book. By the way, I couldn't begin to guess why this photo is up on the screen.
Oh,
I've been looking at this and I'm like, what could you possibly want to tell me? And it's like a game I'm playing in the background of my mind of like a car and a half parked on a street in front of I'm like, okay, what is this?
What gender do you think parked that car?
What gender? Oh, now I see.
Taking up 3 spaces. What gender do you think lives in a world where taking up 3 spaces isn't something that they'd notice?
A female minority? No?
She's very white.
Okay. I got it halfway right.
You got it right. Got it. It's fucking women. Only women park like this, where they go, huh? What?
Yeah, there's not enough. I got you. You can't put a car behind it now because you'll block the driveway, and you can't put a car in front of it and the other car because it's too. That's totally.
We pulled in last night from whatchamacallit.
Yeah.
And
wait, you know who parked this?
Oh yeah, that's Rachel Ardlin. That's one of our employees. Rachel Ardlin parked like that. Okay. She parked like that, just like, oh, here's a spot. I'll take all of them.
Did you? I'm assuming that you wrote her hard about this, right?
Oh, it's on our chat thread right now. That's all anyone's saying.
And how did she respond?
I'll tell you.
That's always interesting to hear the explanation.
Her explanation was, I'm a 3-girl spot. I'm a 3-spot girl.
Yeah. It's called Let Me Not Accept Responsibility.
She said, just to be fair, someone could park in front of me and behind me. Yeah, those little tiny BMWs that are 5 feet long.
Yeah, no. That's a terrible parking job. Good call.
Yeah. The
shame her every day. You should frame this photo.
We should. We pulled in from the airport last night and from Alabama, and a woman had parked in front of our driveway.
Blocked the driveway?
Parked in front of our driveway, and I was going to lose my shit on her, and I had been drinking, and I was gonna fucking, and she was out. She had just parked it, and we were pulling in. She had just parked it, and my neighbor was cool. He came out and he was like, "Yo, you can't park in front of someone's driveway." She was like, "Oh, I didn't know that was their driveway." I was like, "No, that's the indentation where it meets the street. That's how you know that's not a curb. That's the driveway." She's like, "I didn't see it."
I waved somebody down today on a one-way. He was driving the wrong way on a one-way. It was a black dude, and I go, "Hey, this is a one-way." He goes, "Oh, okay." Like, okay. And I go, "Yeah, you can turn around right here." He goes, "I know how to turn around." And I was like, "Okay, fucking, all right."
I told you. Do you remember me? Did I ever tell you a story about when a famous rapper and gang member lived next door to me, and
I do remember that.
They blocked our driveway?
I remember. Who was it? You can say who it was.
It was YG.
Yeah.
Yeah. YG was. It was.
But if I remember correctly, your wife wanted to be aggressive.
Oh yeah. YG his buddy gets out of jail, and so they're throwing a party for him, and and I met all of YG's friends. One day they were moving a Mercedes. They were getting it put on the back of a flatbed.
Flatbread is what you eat, but yeah, flatbed. Yeah, I got it. I know you're hungry. It's hungry. It's time to eat.
They were putting it on the back of a flatbed.
Yeah,
and I was out waiting. It was. But hang on. So just to be fair, they were our next door neighbors, and LeeAnn had called me and told me, "I hate when the thing that you have to do isn't cool and it doesn't sound real." LeeAnn had called me and said, "Hey, do you want to go get ice cream?" And I was like, "I would love to get ice cream." She goes, "Meet me out front." So I walk out front, and they happen to be putting this car on the back of a flatbed in front of my driveway. So it looks like I'm coming to say, "Can you get out of here?" But it's all YG's guys are there. I don't know if YG was there, but all his boys are. And I was like, "Hey, what's up?" And they're like, "We'll be out of here in a second." And I was like, "Oh, I'm just getting ice cream." And they're like, "Huh?" I was like, "Oh, fuck." I was like, "My wife's coming to pick me up. We're going to get ice cream." And they're like, "Really?" And I was like,
"Yeah, that's tight."
I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "This is what it's like to be white, man. We go get ice cream." And then I was like,
"You guys want to come?" And they're like, "No, we're good, man."
"Do you guys like ice cream? Do you want me to get you some to bring some back?"
You like a bowl or a cone?
Do you guys want sprinkles on it? Sprinkles are still cool, man. They still work.
Yeah.
I said to the guy, I tried to change the subject, and I go, "I like this car." And the guy goes, "Do you?" And I like kind of shitty, and I went, "Yeah." And he goes, "You have the same car." And I said, "I do?" And he said, "Yeah." And I said, "My car doesn't look like this." He goes, "There's a kit on this. We're going to replace the kit. But yeah, you should get your windows tinted." I was when I asked you, "Should I get my windows tinted?" Because he was like, "You should get your windows tinted." And I was like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah, everyone can see you in your car." And I was like, "Oh, this is a cool car." And then LeeAnn comes up, fucking this country bumpkin. All these guys are wearing red. She's like, "Y'all going to practice?" And I was like, "Oh, shut the fuck up. You guys got a game today?" And I was like, "LeeAnn, they're in a gang. Let's go. They're gang members. Let's go." "What? I love red." "Shut the fuck up, LeeAnn." And so we get in the car to go get ice cream. So, but I talked to that guy. We were talking about shoes, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm starting a new. We've got a shoe company." And I was like, "Dude, I love shoes," and just bullshit. And he goes, "Yeah, I think I followed him on Instagram, or he gave me his number, and just texted." So then, like 2 nights later, they got a buddy. I remember I was in the hot tub and I texted you. You texted me and you're like, "Hey man, your neighbor's throwing a party." And you sent one of the videos and they were throwing guns and money in the center. A bunch of girls were dancing. And I heard the party from my hot tub. And I was like, "Wait, there's firearms next door to me right now. Like someone's getting out of prison today. I'm in real time." It was a wild moment. So I go inside and LeeAnn goes, "Someone's blocking our driveway. I'm calling tow truck." I was like, No. That's YG's friends. Like those are his buddies. We're not going to go. She goes, "He ain't going to do shit." He's the neighbor. He ain't gonna do shit. And I was like, no, YG's not. But his guy who is his boy who needs to prove that there's a reason that he's on the payroll, he's gonna come beat us and piss on us. Like, we need to keep do not like. By the way, I go, also, he's our neighbor. Like, I was like, and she goes, well, then go over and talk to him. I go, I'm not walking over, fucking knocking on the door where they're throwing handguns and money on top of strippers. I'm not gonna. And I was like, God damn it. And so I called his buddy and I was like, hey man, I was like, I don't know if this is one of your people, but there's a car blocking our driveway and whatever. And he just hits me up immediately. He's like, dude, I'm not at the party, but good looking out. I really appreciate that. I'll get it moved in a second. And then I walked out front and YG came out and he was like, hey man, thank you very much. And I was like, no, of course. Got in the car, moved it. And he was like, I'm so sorry. And that was when we were under construction a little bit too, because you couldn't really, there was a chain link fence across the thing. So it maybe kind of didn't look like a driveway. Yeah. And so, but he was really cool. And I was like, that's how you handle it, LeeAnn. You don't just, and then randomly, we're at the fucking Rams game the next weekend, and fucking YG is in the fucking suite next to us. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. Neighbors I was like, again. Yo. Yeah. And then they all came over and had a drink. And then, one of LeeAnn's friends called the cops. So it was cool.
That's cool. It's good neighbor stuff, man.
Security showed up and they're like, what's going on in here? I was like, they're my friends. And they're like, oh. She's like, I didn't know. I just thought okay, I'm sorry.
Okay, sorry.
I was like, what the fuck?
Usually when I see this much red, I just call the police.
They were playing the Cardinals that day.
Oh.
Yeah, they were playing the Cardinals. And so, it was a good fit. Yeah.
That is nice. That's nice.
YG's, man, can I tell you, I get obsessed with things very easily. Like,
I know this, yeah. Wait, is he still your neighbor?
No. It's Machine Gun Kelly now, I think.
He's your neighbor?
Yeah, I think so. He just bought a new boat.
At the house?
I saw it today. It's a beautiful fucking boat.
He pulls the boat into the house?
No, front. I think it's Machine Gun Kelly. I don't know who it is. It's someone. It's always a huge music artist. There's a studio inside that.
Wait, you're
building.
just randomly guessing it's Machine Gun Kelly?
No, I know it was Machine Gun Kelly. He's been in and out. I don't really like go over and ask for butter or anything, so I don't know who's there right now. But I think it's Machine Gun Kelly, and there's a huge fucking truck, and he just bought a huge fucking boat, and I'm so jealous.
Yeah, boats
I'm like,
are
God,
rad.
man, dude, boats are fucking. Why don't we ever go out on your boat?
We can.
Do you know how to drive it?
Yeah, I take it out all the time.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
Do you really?
Yes.
Do you wakeboard or do you wake surf at all?
No, I haven't done that. Well, we can do it.
All right. I'm going to make a trip, because now that I don't have children anymore, I'm going to make a trip down to Austin and stay for a while.
Okay. Cool.
I'm going to stay for a while. I'm going to fucking stay at Shane's house.
Do it.
It's empty, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
He's doing stuff.
Yeah, he's in Philly, I think, right?
I don't know.
Hey, okay, can I tell you what I'm obsessed with right now?
Is it not wherever YG moved to?
I don't know. What were we talking about that?
Yeah, you were just saying.
Oh, no. I was obsessed with YG, but I was obsessed with, he's like I don't know, I'm always fascinated when you see, the other side of people. Matt McCusker had a video he posted with him and his son on his lap, or his daughter on his lap, and he was reading a book by himself. He was reading a book and is, taking care of his kid, but he was reading, and I was like, oh, wow, that's so weird. I can't imagine, being interested in reading something. But when you, and I saw a video of YG, doing math with his son or his daughter, and he was breaking it down for her, and I was like, oh, I never did that shit.
I love when
you see. No, man, I did not.
You never read a book to one of your kids and was like, here's what this is about?
I couldn't.
Why not?
I'm dyslexic, first of all, so I have a hard time reading, and I was broke then, and so I would.
Wait, you say that, but you also do read. I've seen you. I know. So how do you?
I know. I don't know, man. I can do read. I don't know. I misread something the other day. It's the reason I don't read comments, is I misread things, and then I get in and out of there, and I get angry, and then it's not what I read. It's not the real thing they wrote. I'll misread it.
Yeah.
And it's I don't know. My dyslexia, I can read fine, and I can read prompter. I got to practice it. I can't do it. I got to do it a couple times. I'm not good at on the fly reading. There's dudes like Jake Paul, Logan Paul can fucking legit read out loud.
That's pretty impressive.
It's because you don't expect that from him. You don't expect him to be learned.
Yeah.
You don't expect that. When you think of their childhood, you don't think of them like
Mario Lopez.
Great out loud reader.
Great out loud reader.
Great out loud reader.
Tom Brokaw.
Dude.
One of the best.
Tom Brokaw. I just watched a documentary on Dan Rather. Great out
Also,
loud reader.
great out loud reader. A lot of those
Just
big
watch-
time news anchors can pull that off.
Yeah. Just watched a documentary on Julio Cesar Chavez.
And how was that?
I didn't realize how fucking crazy that was. Like it's a movie, but it's about his life, so it's not a documentary really.
Like
it's
a biopic. Yeah.
It's a biopic, and dude, it was fucking awesome. He went on a 25-day hunger strike.
For what?
Grapes.
He just wanted more?
No, he didn't want the Grape Pickers Association, GAPA, was they were horrific to the pickers.
Yeah, the migrants and everything.
The migrant workers, they were horrific to them. They made $2 a day. And he was like, he's like, honest days work, honest days pay. And they were like, go back to your country. And he was like, we're American. We're going to stay here, but we just want to be compensated. And how do you say strike in Spanish? Huegla? Wagla? Jugla. ¿Cómo se dice strike in español?
Huelga.
Huelga. And it just showed like all the work he did. Like they walked from where they lived. It's like, I'm sure it was like probably like near Modesto or something, all the way to Sacramento.
Yeah.
And like thousands of people, like it's like one of those marches.
His name is everywhere.
Oh, bro.
Yeah.
He's the man. He's the man, especially out here. He's the man. He changed the lives for the majority of Mexicans. He was their Martin Luther King.
Yeah.
Junior.
Right, not senior. I understand.
Not senior. But I get obsessed with things. Can I tell you? But all of a sudden I get obsessed with Julio Cesar Chavez. Now I can't stop fucking. Am I saying his name right?
It was a little off on that time, but go ahead.
Is it just Cesar Chavez? Chiza
Chavez.
I get so excited about talking, I don't say the words right sometimes. Okay, Julio Cesar Chavez is the boxer. No, wait. Where's Cesar Chavez? Oh, fuck me. I've been doing research on Julio Cesar Chavez.
Yeah, this is who you were thinking of.
No, I watched a documentary on Cesar Chavez and then started doing research on Julio Cesar Chavez.
Is it?
I was like, wow, these are two different stories almost.
Yeah. Yeah.
But my favorite thing right now about the internet, because we got into a thing, me and you and Joe and Ari were talking about how social media how one day they're going to look back and go, this is as bad as the opioid crisis. This is so bad for mental health.
Terrible.
I mean, I wish we could get in exact details because that would be so juicy.
There are just countless stories already about how it has destroyed
if you just look at plastic surgery alone of young ladies who don't need plastic surgery getting plastic surgery to keep up with what they see on social media, that is heartbreaking. Fucking heartbreaking.
And then every once in a while you also meet people. That's the other thing I've realized. You meet people sometimes who have zero social media presence, like through a conversation, like they're just like, I don't have any of that. And you just realize how well adjusted they are, like how much healthier they are mentally and emotionally. Like you can pick it up quickly. You're like, oh, you're not shooting up? You're not taking the poison? Because it is. I think it is a poison.
The girls, when we were in Hawaii, they looked at my screen time. And and this is when I was quitting Zins also. My screen time was 18 hours a day. It's pretty aggressive.
Yeah.
Because what it is I'm on my phone roughly 18 hours a day. Now, I tried to defend it and go, I do listen to podcasts while I sleep. Yeah. So that counts as while I'm sleeping. And they go, still, Dad, even if you've slept for 10 hours, there's still 8 hours you're on your phone. On your fucking phone, 8 hours. And I don't use Instagram. I'm not Instagramming anything about me or comedy. I'm looking at things I'm interested in. Yeah. So it does distract me. But at the same time, when you meet someone who doesn't have social media, you're like, oh, you're like a throwback human.
Yeah, totally. I think it distorts people's reality. It fucks up people's self-esteem. people get lost in the attention, approval of it all. And yeah, I think it fucks with people big time. It really does. And it also, like, to your point about time, I mean, it can just suck away life. Like, if somebody is really spending that much time day after day after day, then they're not involved in real life, right? Like,
No.
like they're just like, they're living in this thing, then they jump into the real world. And that's the thing sometimes you can experience as you go, like, you get obsessed on something in social media, then you go out in the real world, and you're like, hey, this is not what's actually happening.
Yeah.
I'm in this matrix, this crazy place where this is not really happening. It's not positive.
It's not positive, and it's not, it's like, only to touch on it for a second, but there was a clip I sent to you of Mark Maron and Bobby Lee talking about Maron having contrived beef with me. It wasn't real beef. He was talking about Dave Chappelle. People thought he was talking about me. I've talked to Maron about this. I talked about him in January. We're fine. But what's crazy about it, is both Kalila and Bobby, and it was hard to compartmentalize because I went through it. Like, I went through people sending me the clip and going, yo, he's talking about you.
Yeah.
And I went through it and it bummed me out. But both Bobby and Kalila in that clip are like, yeah, I remember it. That was awesome.
Yeah, they're like, it's exciting. It was fun. Yeah.
And it's so crazy that,
But and here's the thing, that's how most people feel. Because it's like you're kind of like, it's like a modern day form of gossip. Like seeing a clip where somebody is talking about somebody or you think they're talking about somebody and it does be like, people do get excited by that because we've shared clips of other people.
Yeah.
This, you know what I mean? And you go like, oh no shit. So I mean, I get it. It is like it's like a version of a reality show. You're like, oh my God, you see this person say this? And then people get like, yeah, they get some type of rush from that whole thing for sure. It's gossip.
It's so wild because it does affect you. It affects you where like when that was happening, I was like, I was really bummed out. And I was with you the day Maron called me, or I called Maron called me, or we were together in Las Vegas. We were together in Vegas. Yeah. And I was like, dude, did you see this? And then we were at the gym and I was walking back from the gym and I got back to the room and Maron called me and I was like, and then, by the way, it didn't get better because I'm friends with Chappelle. So I'm like, well, okay, cool. I can never share this story. I can never defend myself about this. I just got to let it sit and ripen where everyone thinks that you're shitting on me for doing arenas. And so I was like, I'm not going to go, guys, he's actually talking about David. And then Maron said it. I was like, I can't believe you said that. I don't know why but whatever. Mark's Mark, And I love Mark. I don't have any, but it sucks when it's like, it's you. Here's the crazy part, right? Is like, I've been sending you clips of my favorite accounts on the internet or on Instagram are hateful comment sections.
Oh my God.
The comment sections where if it was you, it would hurt so bad. Right. But when it's not you, it's hysterical. Yeah. And I don't read comments because it does affect me. Like it does. It'll bum me out that someone will go, this fat fuck, all he does is take his shirt off. Like it's like the dumbest slam that is inaccurate to me is like, he's not funny. He never was funny. I go, I had to be a little funny. Like, are we gonna like never? Like, can you really say never? Can you really say never? I want to sit that guy aside and go, never. I've never made you laugh. Never.
How did I make you this angry?
Yeah, how did I make you so angry? Like, can we work on us together? Can we get into couples therapy and figure out why you hate me and what I'm doing to make you hate me?
I have so much disdain come at me from people with little to no means. And it's just like a constant fucking barrage of just like, I'm so poor, I can't relate to anything you say. And I'm just like, okay, I don't know what to tell you. I donate to charities. Like something positive has to come out of this, but it's constant. It's
so funny that when Juvenile got kicked off the plane.
Yeah, what happened there? I don't understand this.
So it happened to me one time.
So Juvie the Great is, by
the way, 48 years old.
He's on a flight, American Airlines flight, and the clip is him in first class. Just to like paint this picture, it's him in first class. And he's like, they're trying to kick me off this flight. And you're like, wait, what? And then you see the pilot go, yeah, you need to go back to economy. Go to coach. You're like, what are you talking about? And so like the only things that come to mind are, because at first you go, people get kicked off of flights and it's usually for like erratic behavior, but they're not like go to coach. They're like, get off the plane. Mm-hmm. But this is pretty clearly go back to economy.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, wait a minute. Are you saying he's in the wrong seat? Like he doesn't have the right seat? Or are you saying, I know you have this seat, but we're kicking you back there? And it's not clear from,
I'll tell
like,
you
I
what
don't know what the story.
As someone it's happened to me. And, and what happens is, I guarantee you it was a 767 that they had. I can almost tell you, I can guess the plane. It was 757 or it was a 767, and they downgraded it to an MD-80 or a 737, where there are less first-class seats. And so in doing that, they then go by priority of how often you fly, how much you paid for your ticket, and you get to maintain your first-class seats. And then people who have a discounted first-class ticket or less priority, you've got to sit and coach. It happened to me on American. I bought like a T-class first class ticket. It was a cheap first class ticket. I bought it. It was like first class for $600. I was like, I'm in. It's normally like 13.
This explanation alone,
yeah, is infuriating.
No, well, actually, it's infuriating that this can happen.
Yes.
But I think it's also informative. Like if somebody would go like, it's a very confusing world. How works.
Here's what happens. So if you don't check in. If you don't know that this is happening and you still have your ticket and they let you on the plane, you still have a ticket that says you can fly on this flight and you're at 1C. And so you'll go sit in 1C and then they'll go, oh shit, we should have issued you a new ticket and we should have discussed this. They should have discussed this with them at the counter. They did it to me on the plane and I lost my shit.
They told you were getting booted?
They moved me from first class to coach in a middle seat. And I was like, and I got so livid, and I called Delta, and I tried to explain to the lady, listen, we're both not rich. Like me and you are not rich. If you were in first class and they moved you, and she was like, sir, there's nothing I can tell you other than there was we had to change planes. Yeah. We had to do that. That is the only other option you have. They should have had this conversation with him out at the gate. Instead, he got on the plane and they sat down and they had to have it with him on the thing. And I don't think Juvie was in a place to hear, and I wasn't when it happened to me.
Yeah.
And so that's what happened. He's talked to American Airlines since. I've been following it. But the reason I sent it to you, Tommy, this is what made me laugh so hard. The title of it is oh, it's from Kevin Clancy. That's why I said that. Oh my God, it's from Kevin fucking Clancy.
What does it say?
I thought the news clip was okay. You're gonna make me fly with the pores. And I thought it was on like CNN, and I was like, wait,
what?
You're gonna make me fly with the pores? And I go, did Juvie say that? And it's probably Kevin just making fun of you saying that.
Probably.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I fly with the pores too. I'm a regular guy. I'm with pores all the time. I take the bus. I ride a bike. I don't know what else to tell you, man. Pores are so mad at me.
Who's your favorite designer?
Designer? What do you mean?
We don't even know about that, huh? I wouldn't even know about designers.
Designers? What do you mean designers? Like artists?
I don't know. Like clothes.
Clothes?
Just anything at Walmart.
Yeah, whatever they have at Ross, dude. I don't fucking know. I drive a fucking 96 Corolla. I don't fucking know what to tell you, man.
I've never been into fashion per se. I want to get back to where we were going on this. I never been into fashion. There's only one dude I like in fashion. There's only one guy, and it's just because of his t-shirts. I love his t-shirts. And then
is it James Perse?
Is James fucking Perse.
This is my favorite because everyone always like hits me up about being an unrelatable wealthy guy, which is fucking ridiculous to me. But then there was the time that you first talked about James Perse and you went off how much you love it. And then everybody was like, oh yeah, they all looked up his shirts and they were like, yeah, real relatable, Bert. Just fucking $100 t-shirts.
It's a $75 t-shirt. But but they're so fucking awesome, and they're so fucking comfortable, and you look good in them. I love them. I love all his clothes. I love
Are you
everything
wearing it right
about
now?
him.
Is that
yeah?
James?
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah, this is JP, and
JP.
so
My dog
and,
JP.
and so
Go to the website. Let's
Oh, the website's insane. And by the way, this is
Yeah.
next level, because he has houses.
guys,
he has houses.
all I want you to do, please just do me one favor.
No, do not.
Please do me
Hold
a
on.
favor.
You haven't told you the
This
whole story.
is-
Tom,
hold
I haven't
on.
told you the whole story.
Just remember.
No,
that
I'm getting
this
chill
is
bumps.
Bert's favorite stuff, and he hopes that you enjoy it too. Keep going.
Okay.
Okay.
He does a Grateful Dead collab that they have in Vegas, and I
Yeah.
fucking. So
Wait, scroll up. See on the left there, it says bestsellers, classics, and then t-shirts. Hit up t-shirts on the left. No, scroll back down. T-shirts. Okay, go ahead.
It's a $195 T-shirt,
Oh yeah, cool.
but it titled it Luxe, so you know it's going to be expensive.
Bert's favorite.
By the way, I don't buy all James Perse.
No,
I just
of
buy
course not. So tell me about. So he is.
I don't want to tell the rest of the
There's a
story.
Grateful Dead. I want you to tell. You gotta tell it. There's a Grateful Dead collab. You're in
This
Vegas.
is already going bad.
And then do you go to? Is there like a pop up or there's a store there?
Well, they go. We go to. There's a pop up in Vegas. There's a James Perse store in Vegas, and across the street from the Sphere. And then there's a Grateful Dead collab that he's done with the Grateful Dead that are cool fucking shirts. They are expensive, but like we don't like go and buy everything. But I bought like 3 shirts. I definitely bought
Gotcha.
3 shirts. They're
Okay.
fucking cool.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, yo, I go, can I shoot a video in here? And they're like, yeah. So I would do a video. Everything he does. By the way, he's just a cool dude, and he's my age.
Yes.
I go, I want to be friends with this fucking guy.
Yeah.
I tell the people in the store, I go, I want to be friends with this fucking guy. He has. You know what else he does? He's like.
Oh, that's a nice sweater. How much is that?
I didn't get the sweater, Tom.
Oh, okay.
I didn't get the hat either. The hat didn't fit me.
Okay. What'd you get?
I just bought T-shirts.
Oh, just
Don't
three
and
t-shirts.
no, I don't even know how they were. How much they were. They were like, really,
Okay. So you tell them I want to be friends with JP. Do they set that up? Do they hook you up?
so I post a video. Just he's so cool. He's got like a house in Malibu that he rents out. Like he has properties that he rents out that you could go to. I couldn't. I'm not going to go to one of the houses, but I think they're pretty expensive. But I'm like, I want to be friends with this guy. So I go, can I post a video in here? And they're like, yeah. And then we go to fucking Hawaii, and at Turtle Bay, they've got James Perse shit there. And I'm like, oh man, everything he has is cool as shit.
It is very cool. It is very cool.
And I buy a monochromatic linen outfit, and I put it on, and I look good, and I feel good. And it was pricey.
Yeah.
And I fucking feel good. I'm ready to go to dinner. And LeeAnn looks at her phone. She goes, oh my God, I just got a text from James Perse.
No.
I was like, you're fucking kidding me. She's like, hey, LeeAnn, it's James. I've been traveling out of the country or whatever, but I just heard that, Bert's a big fan. I'd love to do the podcast, whatever. And I'm like, Tom, the only other person I've geeked out like this for was when The Rock texted me.
Yeah.
And I was like, the fucking Rock?
James Perse is very cool.
That's
very cool.
He's just a cool fucking dude.
So is he going to do the podcast?
He's going to do the podcast. Yeah, I'm going to fucking have him do the podcast. Maybe I'll have him be a guest bear.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
I would fly in for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do a guest pair. But we know we're gonna get him to swag us out. And I was like, yo, let's do collabs with James Perse. We gotta like lower the price point a tad bit, but do fucking because his merch is sick.
No, he's great. He's great.
He's a badass dude. He's gorgeous too. Pull up a picture of James Perse.
Okay.
It's so funny. I went surfing with LeeAnn in Hawaii, and I thought that's crazy. Like if I had known I was gonna spend this much time with someone, I might have married a dude.
Yeah, there he is. Okay. Yeah. There he is.
He's just a cool fucking guy. Look at those teeth.
Nice teeth. Yeah.
Ooh, see what his worth is.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I went surfing with LeeAnn. LeeAnn went surfing.
How was that?
It was really fucking cool. Cause $250 million.
Yeah, I think it's working out. But it's probably fucking half of it's from you. What?
I said it. the first day we go surfing with the girls, and it's small, but it was fun, and everyone got up, and I got on a big board, and I got up like every time, rode them all to the shore, had a great time. Girls had fun. Isla was like, "This is it," and I was like, "What?" She's like, "You just ride it to the shore, and then you got to paddle back," and I was like, "Yeah." She was like, "They don't like have someone that can bring you back out for you," and I was like, "No, you." Part of the fun is paddling. It's good to work out. She was like, "I like snowboarding better," and I was like, "Okay." And so Isla's like, I don't want to surf again. And George is like, yeah, neither do I. She's like, you guys seem to be really into it. You guys go surfing. And so me and LeeAnn went surfing the next day. And then we went another day. And then on the last day, we're flying that day. And they're like, yo, the waves are going to be really big today. And we're like, really? And they're like, you definitely want to come out. And so we're like, all right, we'll surf before our flight. So LeeAnn and I went out like buddies, like two friends. I kept thinking, I'm supposed to be doing this with Tom, not with a chick, right?
Right.
You're surfing. This isn't like wife shit. This is your boys. Like, this is like, what if LeeAnn learned how to play golf? And then, but I'm out there with LeeAnn and we're surfing and she is loving it and she's good and she's great. And then the guys to me are like, yo, you want to challenge yourself a little bit? I was like, yeah, because I'd already done pretty good. And they're like, we'll put you on this board. And it was a little smaller than I was normal. I mean, even paddling it, I was kind of squirrely. And then I got up and I was riding down the face of the wave, like riding the way a surfer would, just instead of like going straight with it all the way to shore, I was like riding it and walking up the board a little bit and walking back. I was having so much fucking fun. And I got done and I was like, yo, I can be married to this person. Like I could be married to this person with my kids out of the house. Because LeeAnn had so much fun, and then LeeAnn was in her feelings and she broke us off. She was like, this is who I am. This is who I am. You guys say I'm fire hosing you? This is who I am. I gotta get up and do shit. And both George and I were like, oh, what the fuck do we do? I was like,
so did she enjoy the surfing though? She loved it?
She loved it.
That's cool.
She loved it.
That's cool.
She loved it. Yeah.
Yo, right. Before we wrap, should we plug these
we got
things we're doing? We got a couple lives coming up. We're doing a bottle signing.
September 20th. We are in Orlando. Do you want to go? You want to go wakeboarding with Parks Bonifay?
No. So, no, I got my boys with me, and it's gonna be a whole thing.
You got your boys with you in Orlando?
We'll be down in Vero. So.
Okay.
Anyway,
are you bringing your sisters to the bottle signing?
I wasn't planning on it.
Can you bring your sisters to the bottle signing?
You want them to come to the bottle signing?
Fuck yes.
I'll invite them, sure.
Fuck yes.
I don't know. We'll post about it. But anyway, that's that, man.
Awesome.
That's it. All right.
All right, I'm going to go take kids to college.
All right, yeah, have fun with that.
Yeah.
All right.
My life's over. Just me and surfing with a 54-year-old woman.
Sounds like you enjoy it. Hey, get a group text going with me and JP and you.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I think you'd like his clothes.
I'd like to try it. All right.
I love you.
Bye, guys. I love you.
Bye.
Bert and Tom, Tom and Bert. One goes topless while the other wears a shirt. Tom tells stories and Bert's the machine. There's not a chance in hell that they'll keep it clean. Here's what we call two bears, one cave.